So how do you sit down and crank out an email that gets response? How do you structure the message, the copy, in order to get someone to click through to your sales message, to whatever the destination is for your call to action? I got this question from one of my subscribers, John, who basically asked that. He said he was fairly new to email copywriting and he wanted to know how to structure emails in a way that gets response. Well, I think one of the first things that you need to look at, and my experience is that you have to know where you want people to go before you ever figure out how to get them there. Right? So if you want to go to San Francisco, you have to know that that's your destination before you plan how you're going to get there. And that's a huge part of email copywriting. That's a huge part of deciding what your message needs to be. Now, there are a few different approaches to email copywriting. And so with Breakthrough Marketing Secrets, one of the things that I do, and this is a video issue, Breakthrough Marketing Secrets, one of the things that I do is I deliver a lot of content with some calls to action. And so the structure of that is going to look a little bit different than if I'm just putting out a promotion. The structure of a promotional email, like the ones that I write for myself or that I've written for clients, the structure of that is much more focused on getting to that next action, right? It's straight shot to the next action versus something that is much more content focused. And my clients being financial publishers, a lot of them will have content emails that are articles about what's going on in the markets or different investment opportunities or whatever. And the structure of those is going to look very different. There's going to be an article with some embedded links, and some of those embedded links are going to maybe include are going to be links to specific sales pages, things like that. Or there's going to be a little space ad inside the email, inside the article that points people to the different places that they want them to go, the different sales messages. And that's how you structure a more content focused email that has some embedded calls to action, embedded selling inside of it. But in a very specific promotional email, what you should do is you should plan to have one obvious, clear, compelling next action that they need to take, which is click through to this message. And that message is going to be your landing page, your video sales letter, your video, whatever, that's going to be more information about the about the problem that you solve, more information about the opportunity that you're presenting, more information about your prediction. And those are the three big ideas for my high velocity copywriting program. And so that particular piece of copy is going to do most of the selling because it's going to discuss the problem and solution. It's going to introduce them to the opportunity and how they can take advantage of it, or it's going to make a prediction that sets up a problem or opportunity that the person is going to have to respond to. And so when you have that other piece of sales copy that's meant to do the selling, the structure of your email, and that could even be a product page on an e-commerce website. It could be an application page on some service-based website or something that's where the selling message, the selling message exists on a different page. And the role of the email is to move someone out of their email inbox over to the selling message, right? And that's going to be the obvious next action is they're going to need to click on something that's going to take them from the email that they're in over to the selling message. And the selling message is going to have a mechanism for response and so on. And so the email should have one main message, one story that it's going to tell, one promise, one introduction of the problem, one big piece of proof, one something that sets people up to want to go to the next step. So the email should have one idea with one clear next action. And when you have that, when you know, okay, I am writing this email to introduce people to this brand new stock trading opportunity, right? All that I need to do in the email is I need to say, there's a brand new stock trading opportunity. and it can lead to some tremendous profits. Go here to learn more. So I have one main message that there's this brand new opportunity, and that carries a benefit with it that that's going to lead to some tremendous gains. And they have to click the link, they have to take the next action to go to the page where they're going to learn more about it. Or like a problem. Let's say, for example, I'm selling roofing services, right? Re-roofing services. Was your roof damaged in the recent hailstorm? Click here for an appointment with one of our roofers to check it out. And there's going to be a clear next action. It has one main message of this problem, roof damage in the recent hailstorm. And it even just opens it up as, is this a possibility? And the next action is going over to the page where you book an appointment with a roofer to come check it out, right? And so one main message, one obvious next action. Now, once you have that defined, the structure of the email can vary actually quite a bit. But basically, there's going to be an open and a call to action, which is, for me, it's typically going to be that first call to action is going to be a little link that is only part of a sentence inside the body copy. It's going to be an open that kind of sets up why they need to click through. And then I'm going to be talking about what's at the destination of the next action. And somewhere in there, I'm going to find good words that link, that makes sense to link over to that selling page. And then I'm going to include a little bit more details. And then I'm going to have a full sentence link, something that's much more clearly like, this is your call to action. From there, it's pretty open. Now, typically for a lot of the emails that I've done, what seems to have worked best is the really short ones. So open, a in context call to action link, a little bit more detail, a full call to action link, signature, and it's like done, right? Sometimes I have gone much deeper. Like if I feel like there's a lot more that I want to convey in the email, or I have less control over what's on the other page, I may actually have the open call to action, more information, call to action, and then more information, call to action, more information, call to action. And I'm going to do more of the selling job in the email with call to actions at the end of each major section. So for example, I recently did like a joint venture promotion with somebody that was providing a service, and I felt like I could do a lot more of putting it in the context of why you as one of my readers or subscribers would be a good fit for this, or figuring out if you are a good fit for this. So I felt like that particular email would benefit from more information from me before they went over to somebody else's website for this. And so I did that. Like I said, open CTA, more CTA, more CTA, more CTA, more CTA. And I don't remember how many calls to action or how many chunks of information, but it was like every chunk of information had a relevant call to action that sent them over to the destination, but they all went to the same destination. And so that's a very common novice mistake. Is there's two big mistakes that you can make here. The one very common novice mistake is that you have a bunch of different places that you want to send them, a bunch of different actions that you want them to take. Really, every email should be driven by one major call to action. The other mistake that you can make is by trying to tell a lot of different stories or have a bunch of different messages inside the same email. So, for example, this entire video so far is about how to structure email marketing copy. And I've included lots of different elements that come back to how to structure email marketing copy, but it's all around the same fundamental question of how do you structure email marketing copy? And so I'm telling more and more, but I'm not going off in how to structure this copy, how to structure that copy, I'm staying on this topic of how to structure email marketing copy. I'm staying with this one idea. And so in a selling message, you want to stay with the one idea, and you may add okay, here is a different perspective on that idea, and a different perspective on that idea, and a different perspective, or here's a layer of proof here, and another layer of proof, and another layer of proof, or here's another side of the story. Here's like, you can add on to the idea and flesh out the idea if it has to be a longer email. But don't stray from the idea. Don't get lost in a different idea. So number one novice mistake is having more than one destination that you're trying to send people to. It just creates confusion, and confusion is your enemy when you're trying to get people to respond. Number two, also creates confusion, which is having more than one message, trying to say more than one thing in an email that's designed to primarily move someone to take action. Stick to your main idea. Have one place that you want them to go. And if necessary, you come at your main idea from a few different perspectives, and you repeat that you want them to go to that place a bunch of times. And that's really how you structure email marketing copy in both the most useful way possible and the most adaptable way possible. Like, I'm not going to say, oh, one sentence should be this and the next sentence. No, because like those constraints are unrealistic and don't represent good structure for email marketing copy, because good email marketing copy is dynamic, and it changes in structure to match the needs of the situation. And so one email that I write may have an opening sentence and a call to action and like 5 more sentences and then the last call to action. And one may have an opening few sentences and a call to action, and then like 5 more paragraphs and a call to action, and 5 more paragraphs and a call to action, and 5 more paragraphs and a call to action. And it's going to vary quite a bit based on the specific message. But if you still remember those fundamental rules, I have one main message that leads to one obvious next action. And all that I'm doing is I'm supporting this main message in order to get someone to click through. Like, the goal is not to tell everything in the email. The goal is to get someone to take that next action. And so tell them as much as I need to tell them to get them to click through and respond to what's coming up next, or engage with what's coming up next so that they will respond. Like, that is what it takes to structure effective email marketing copy. My name is Roy Furr. This has been a video issue of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. If you liked this video, if you like this content, make sure that you click that like button, because it helps the magical algorithms of the internet tell other people like you that they might find it valuable. You can also share it with people who you think might find it valuable, and you can comment below with any takeaways that you have, as well as any questions about this particular topic. And if you're not yet subscribed, you can subscribe here. You can also go to breakthroughmarketingsecrets.com. I included a link in the description where you can sign up for my Monday through Friday emails, get content from me around marketing, copywriting, business building, selling, direct response, personal development, and more. You'll get these videos as well as articles and other content that I release. Also, I mentioned the 3 big idea types in my high velocity copywriting training program. If you do write longer sales copy messages, that's a great program for you. I'll include a link in the description with this as well for that. So again, I'm Roy Furr. This has been a video issue of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again in your next video. I will see you soon. All right, bye.